Welcome. Today is Monday, September 24th. Matt had a very eventful weekend in northern Michigan. Can't wait to hear those stories. Golf league's over for Musz. We discussed the fate of the Motor City Kitties, or I'll give them respect and call them the Lions if they keep playing like last night. Space Jam is being remade. A FanDuel Air lands a user a large payday. The PGA Tour season comes to an exciting end, and we reminisce about our opossum conversation in episode 1. Let's go. This is the Matt and Musz Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Muszynski. Welcome back.
Hey, good buddy.
We're back again.
Technology's tough.
Technology is tough. That's all right. We're getting through it. Yeah, it's exciting to keep doing this week after week. It's more and more relevant topics we get to talk about rather than forgetting things 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, by the time we say it, it's 4 weeks ago almost.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, you've been spending some time with the fam.
Yeah, I've had a busy last couple of weeks with work. I had an event that I had to go put on at one of my accounts, and I invited Shane and Olivia to come out and join me. And so they came out to the bar. My wife and my almost 4-month-old baby came out to the bar.
Hey, they got to start sometime.
Absolutely. She's a seasoned vet at this point. So, yeah, the two of us and Olivia and then our good buddy Jared were out at the bar doing an event for Blake Cider, and we were having a grand old time. Shayna had a nice cider, and she got pooped on by Olivia.
Not me.
Not by me. It's by the baby.
She got pooped on? Thanks for clearing that up.
So we had a lot of good times out there for the hour and a half they stayed. And this past weekend, we were up to Rogers City for a wedding. A lot of fun up at the wedding. Saw a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. And
did you make it to any breweries?
I didn't end up making it.
Oh, dude.
I didn't want to. I texted the owner of Austin Brothers, and when we were going to make it up there Friday night, he said it's not a good time for a baby to be there.
No, yeah, for sure.
So we were going to come back on Sunday and hit the brewery on the way home, and we decided we just needed to get home.
Right.
It had been a long weekend.
Makes sense.
So at rain check, we'll go to Austin Brothers next time we're going through the area.
There you go.
But I got to hang out with a bunch of my dad's old drinking buddies and softball fans.
Nice.
Not fans. Teammates.
Fans.
Yeah. It might have been his fans, too. I don't know.
We have
a good
fans.
Time. A lot of fun. The hall did not have air conditioning, but
it was warm this weekend, too.
It was. It was about 30 degrees cooler outside of the hall than it was inside. But we enjoyed it. We had a good time, and it was a good wedding.
Nice.
How's your week been?
It's good. Fire up chips, baby. We got to win. We beat the Black Bears 17-5.
Yay.
You know who we're going to beat next?
Michigan State.
We're coming for you. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Other than that, it's been good. That chair that was behind you last week.
I noticed it's not there anymore.
It's not there. I sold it.
We just got some toys back
there.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't even know if they can see it.
That's actually the keyboard that Adam does all the beats.
Yeah. Doodaloo, doodaloo. Me and J-Mo.
Just like that. Good job.
Mix them up. Yeah, that was a little emotional getting rid of that, but it is what it is. Golf league, 4 straight time in second place.
You're so mediocre.
I'm like the Bills of the early 90s. That was disappointing going into hole 8, and we both hit bad shots, and it was like, here it comes again. It's always the same hole, too. We just need to play that one safe, I guess, from now on.
That's how I hit on every hole, though.
Right. Have you seen the movie Won't You Be My Neighbor? Documentary about Mr. Rogers.
No, I haven't yet. I want to.
It's very inspirational. If no one has seen it out there, go see it. To see the heart in that man is just incredible. It makes you want to be a better person. So that's my recommendation. I saw it over the weekend. Mel and I watched it. We both thought it was fantastic. It's not one of those movies you'll probably buy and watch more than once, but it's a good watch. It's very educational, and I don't know. It's a little deep and interesting to see how progressive he was in that time, is the way to put that, I think.
Wasn't he Marine
Yeah, a priest too.
and a priest?
Yeah.
Was he a priest in the Marines?
No, I think it was after.
Maybe I should just watch the movie.
Yeah, just watch the movie. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Moving on. Moving on. Question of the podcast. So we posted this yesterday morning, and we just kind of asked, Lions are 0-2. Where do you think they're going to go from here? How many wins do you honestly think? We got a lot of answers. 5 wins. Hoping for 10, but realistically 6. 3 wins. Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. 4 wins. 8. A lot of 8s. And then after the win last night, they kind of went up a little bit, 9 and whatnot. So I ask you now. Lions are 1-2. What do you think they're going to finish the season at?
They have just as good a record as the Patriots right now.
They do.
Which I think is funny. Before the season started, I guessed 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remain steadfast at 10 wins. And the biggest reason is game 1, we looked terrible the entire game. New coach jitters, not aggressive play calling. By the end of the game 2, we started looking better, and we got a win last night.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the right track. I think 10 wins still.
I tried to find my win. I don't know what I put them at. I don't know if I ever gave a number.
I think last week you said
Last week I think I had 3 or 0.
Maybe 1. I think it was an accidental one in there.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah. They have a tough schedule, but this is how I look at it. You're going to Dallas, who's 1-2, not playing great.
Yeah, not a good Dallas team.
Not in the trenches either. And I think on the offensive side of the ball, we can really hold their line. Green Bay is a hobbled Aaron Rodgers. At Miami, I'm not sold on Miami yet. 3-0, I don't believe it. Seattle, at Minnesota, and so on and so forth. I can see 10, and I can see 3. I guess realistically, if they play like they did last night, I can see 13. But I'm going to mark up 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'll go 9-7, I guess, on a high note. But I don't think that's going to be enough to make the playoffs in the NFC.
Well,
but
the way the division's shaping up so far,
they could win the division with that tie. That's the one thing. Like everyone talks about opportunity. Aaron Rodgers is injured. Mitch Trubisky isn't playing well. Minnesota just dropped the ball this week.
Oh my God!
Here's your chance, guys. Come on, let's get this. Win the division. That's all I ask. One before I die.
Win before you die.
Yeah.
Trying some new music out.
There, that's better. Quick hits with Fulmer now hurt. Looks like the Tigers going to be stuck with him for a while.
Yeah. I'm okay with it, though. Great timing.
Nice.
I like Fulmer. I've liked him since we picked him up. He's been a solid workhorse for us, especially in these years that we've been really down.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he comes back healthy and ready to pitch well again.
Right.
That's the biggest issue we get right now.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Cool.
I like it a lot.
Cool. Space Jam sequel with LeBron James has been announced.
I've never been least excited for a movie.
I'm excited just because I like the first one so much.
That's why they shouldn't have made another one.
But that's just it. Like, the first one was the first one, and now you're just following his footsteps. But now we need some bad guys. Monstars. Point guard. Who do you got?
Chris Paul.
I like it. I put Steph Curry.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yep. Shooting guard.
James Harden. I want to see a monster with a beard.
Nice. That'd be pretty sweet. I put Russell Westbrook. Small forward.
Kawhi.
With the big hands.
Yeah.
That big blue dude who doesn't really do much.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
I put KD. Power forward.
I think we have the same one in here. Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
It's basically a guy that jumps through the gym.
Yeah, and
That's what I was thinking.
I heard when they were first talking about this that was actually Jordan's preference was Blake Griffin at some point in the movie somewhere, so I had to put him in. And then center.
Jokic, because he already looks like a monster.
Put Joel Embiid. Why not? Get some young love in there.
Well, that was a fun thing to do. Let's not do that again.
Matt did that 10 minutes before the show started.
I did. I forgot I had to do it.
It took me an hour.
In all honesty, I think the movie's going to be fun. I mean, it's as long as they incorporate Looney Tunes again.
It'll be fun for this generation of fans, but like my age, I'm like, I still like the original better.
Oh, of course.
So
We'll always like the original better.
Yep.
The movie changed my life, and I'm not even a huge basketball fan.
Right.
Just like when Michael Jordan got sucked down a golf hole.
That'd be sweet if that happened to me. Go to Looney Tune land. I'm game. I didn't turn repeat on again.
Yeah, you did.
Now I did. I hit play that fast.
Jimmy Butler wants to go away. He wants to trade.
Okay, so he has this huge list, and I was looking this morning at people who are interested in trading for him. There's only a few teams, the quote is, and they list like 12. It's like almost half the league. Nonetheless, he has 1 year left on a deal with a player option for another one. So he has 1 year left on his deal. Suck it up, play, move on.
Yep.
But if you're the T-Wolves, obviously he's probably not going to take up that option, so try and shop him. But him announcing that just made him look like an ass.
What I think's hilarious is it was announced and the world stood still.
Oh, yeah.
Everything sports said, "Oh, what's Jimmy Butler going to do?" Like, who cares? It's not even basketball season.
No, and he's not the talent that changes the team. So,
You know, it's something I sort of thought of today, and somebody else was mentioning it. When in the world of professional sports does the world stand still for a player out of season? It's two people.
LeBron James, Tom Brady.
Tiger Woods.
But golf season, literally, there's a week off.
Yeah. How much has Tiger Woods talked about, though, when he's not golfing?
Oh,
he didn't golf for 5 years.
Yeah, okay,
And he was talking about constantly.
Yeah. That's why I didn't say Tiger, because it's literally like 2 weeks and then the season
I
starts.
understand what
Sorry.
you're saying, it's in the summer. It's what LeBron James had for breakfast that day.
Oh, yeah.
And Tiger's always got somebody following him around, figuring out what's going on. But we'll talk about Tiger later.
Word.
But yeah, when this came across on ESPN and all the other sports networks, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's out of season and whatever. He's not even an elite player, in my opinion.
Right. They did pay Karl Anthony Towns the Supermax deal, 5 years, $190 million. That's a ridiculous amount. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. Interim head coach, Urban Meyer was out, went 3-0. And some people are calling him the coach in waiting, if I'm not mistaken.
Why not? For all you know, Urban's not going to have a job at the end of the season.
Oust him.
So,
no, he did a good job, but the thing is, behind it, like we said last week, Urban Meyer was still coaching the practices. He was probably still coaching somebody during the game.
Yeah.
So it's not like he wasn't actually there. But enough with him. I'm sick of talking about him. He got his way. He can do what he wants, apparently. So the Super Bowl halftime headliner was announced. Maroon 5.
yeah.
I think that's pathetic.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's in Atlanta. There's so many great performers and artists from Atlanta.
T.I.
Yeah. But
Just
no.
drop that
Maroon
out there.
5.
I don't like. I'm not a Maroon 5 fan, so I don't really care. Whatever. Going back for our faithful listeners, our very first episode, which is by no means our greatest accomplishment in life, we discussed the pronunciation of opossum because it's O-P-O-S-S-U-M, opossum, but it's pronounced possum. Thursday night during the Jets-Browns game, there was a possum in the stands, and some dude just picked it up by the tail and took care of it. I thought it was funny.
Doing some research on that, I think it's more of a regional dialect thing, whether it's possum or opossum.
Oh, really?
Some places it's opossum.
Well, I see a possum sometimes. See a possum. But I know what you mean. I was trying to be a pain.
And Oscar Blues from Longmont, Colorado, one of Adam's favorite breweries. Releasing Death by Coconut. Supposed to come out in October next month.
It's coming. I had one, so during my fun trip, we had one literally fresh off the line. Oh, it was so good. Not over coconutty. They say death by coconut, but it's not too much.
It's not going to kill you, unless, of course, you're allergic to coconuts.
Yeah.
In which case, it might kill you.
It might.
Alrighty, so we are wrapping up the MLB season. Sad time for a guy like me who loves baseball, but inevitably it comes every year right around this time. A lot of crazy things happened this last week in the MLB. Biggest, most notably for us Tiger fans, Victor Martinez played his final game Saturday.
Yes!
He got, in his very first at-bat, he had a single, and he got to first base, walked off the field to a standing ovation. It was heart-wrenching. I mean, it was very emotional. He was very emotional about it. He's been a great player to watch. He's one of the greatest hitters to ever play the game. He didn't strike out. He hit the ball well. He hit power to all fields. He was a switch hitter. He had some great years. Yes, he was old.
He did.
It was time for him to leave, but thanks, Victor, for all you did. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely a great player, and he was definitely worth the while. Towards the end, obviously, you fall off, but it happens. Again, kudos to him. Great career. Hall of Fame? Yeah, no? Yeah.
Oh, I think so.
I think so.
He impacted the game positively for so long.
Yeah.
He was a career 295 hitter, I believe, which
that's
not terrible.
No. You figure if you're a career 300, you should be walking in.
He's a career 295 switch hitter.
Right.
Which is
impressive. That's saying something.
And as a catcher most of his career, too.
Right.
Which that's actually pretty high for catchers. Most of them. New York Yankees, my least favorite team from New York.
Woo!
They clinched a playoff berth, unfortunately, again, with a win over the Orioles this past weekend. However, bad news coming from the Yanks. Didi Gregorius slid into home and tore cartilage in his wrist. May miss the rest of the year. That's all we know on that right now. More news hopefully will come out in the next couple of days. He's a great ball player. They need him. That's okay. We don't need to talk about the Yanks anymore.
I kind of feel bad only in this perspective.
Okay.
They finally got healthy in the past 2 weeks.
Very true.
Everyone came back, and then, boom, out for the season, most likely.
Very true. They did, I believe they have hit 251 home runs for the season so far, which is a lot of home runs. That's the upper echelon of season highs by far. But, yeah, I mean, I don't like the Yankees. I don't like the Red Sox. Any AL team from out east, to hell with you. I never liked them. Speaking of AL teams from out east, Baltimore Orioles most likely will fire Buck Showalter, which is sad to see him go if this does come through. But I understand it from a business standpoint. Showalter did not take the Orioles to where they needed to be. He had a good run there, and they have completely gone downhill under his leadership the last couple of seasons. So he's going to end up somewhere. He's absolutely going to end up somewhere.
Yo, for sure.
Chicago White Sox legendary broadcaster Hawk Carlson gave his final farewell on air, I believe on Sunday. He is one of the most notable voices of the game. Good luck to you, Hawk. We'll miss you. Well, I will. I don't know if you know who he is.
Nope.
More sentimental moments that happened over the weekend. Adrian Beltre, Buster Posey, both most likely play their final home game of their careers. Both left to a standing ovation. Baseball's a very unique sport, and to a certain extent, basketball can be this way too, especially college basketball. When it's your final game, a lot of times you get taken out of the game or you get a standing ovation at some point, and the game just stops.
Yeah.
And everybody's up there clapping, cheering for you, thanking you for everything you've done. And to be able to see that is, as a baseball player myself, my entire life, being able to see that was really special, no matter who the player is. I've always been a Posey fan, not so much a Beltre fan, but even seeing him get a standing O, good for him.
Yeah. And Posey came back from a grueling injury.
Mm-hmm.
There was times where there was a possibility that he wasn't going to come back at all. But to see him come back and still performing at a high level is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of old people, Ichiro got in a fight with the Rangers mascot over the weekend. It was a pillow fight, not a real fight.
What?
It was really funny.
I did not see that.
Well, look it up.
He's 44.
He's 14 years too old to play professional baseball at the level he's still playing professional baseball.
14 years, you think?
Most people start to go downhill at 30.
Oh, yeah. But you got to let him play at 35.
No, absolutely. But he's still playing like a 30-year-old at year 44.
Oh, okay.
No, he's by no means past his prime.
Right. That's what
I mean, he is past his prime, but
well, yeah,
by no means is he a terrible player.
He's still... I'm watching this video right now. This is ridiculous.
It's one of those end-of-season hijinks. It's funny.
I know. Okay, I'm closing that window.
The Atlanta Braves, the powerhouse team from the late 90s, early 2000s, had quite a skid in the mid to late 2000s so far. Yeah. But for the first time in the last 5 years, the Braves locked in AL East. So good job, Atlanta. I was always a huge Chipper Jones fan.
Yeah.
So I like to see Atlanta do well.
Yeah, I always remember seeing this like every year. You just knew they had the AL East, even before the season started. Well, they went like 13 in a row or something.
Something like
so,
that.
Yeah.
Big news coming out of our division, Cleveland. They are the first team in MLB history to have 4 starting pitchers with over 200 strikeouts in the season, which is absolutely amazing.
It helps that they're in a division with the Royals, 102 losses, the White Sox, 94 losses, the Tigers, 93 losses, and the Twins, 83 losses.
Oh, very true. But these are still professional baseball.
Oh, no,
players.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
There's no competition.
No. And Cleveland started off the season slow. Weather warmed up a little bit, and their bats warmed up, and they played really well since then. And like I said, they now have 4 pitchers with over 200 strikeouts in the season, with still some games left to go.
Mm-hmm.
Verlander, though, once great, faithful Detroit Tiger Verlander, over 270 Ks in the season now.
He hit the fountain of youth going down to Texas.
Yep.
Could it be the weather? I don't know, but yeah, ever since he went down there, and good for him, man. He gave us so many great years, and unfortunately we couldn't win the World Series with him on our team, but I'm glad he got his last year. And I honestly, the way he played with the Tigers those last few years, I thought last year might have been his last year. But the way he pitched and the way he's still pitching, I mean, keep going, dude. You're still pitching full games, and yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how this guy, knock on wood, hasn't had Tommy John surgery yet.
He's great. He's good.
He is.
He's one of the few pitchers that he gets to the 7th inning and later and throwing just as hard, if not harder.
He gets better. Like, he hits the 7th inning, then he's like, all right, cool, I'm warm. I'm ready. I can go another 3.
Last thing I want to touch on with the MLB, Jacob deGrom, pitcher of the New York Mets, my favorite baseball team out of New York. He set an MLB record with 23 quality starts this season, which is, from a pitching standpoint, absolutely fantastic. If you don't know what a quality start is, it is a game in which a pitcher throws at least 6 innings and gives up 3 runs or less, which is pretty difficult to do in professional baseball. Mm-hmm. So having 23 straight quality starts is an absolute feat. No, they're not all wins, but good for him.
Right.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. So, have you heard sports gambling obviously is legal now? There was an error on one of the sites this past weekend, a week ago, where there was what game was it? Denver's football game with 6 seconds left to win. You can do in-game betting, so it was 20-19, and they put it at 6 seconds left. You were supposed to get 1 in 6 odds saying Denver was going to win. Okay, so 1 in 6, you bet $600 to win $100. So pretty good odds that that's going to happen. Well, there was an error, and the odds went to 750 and won. So for every dollar you bet, you won $750. So, luckily for FanDuel, only one person got their bet in. They put $110 on it and won $82,000.
Who's looking at FanDuel right at that second?
I know. This dude is lucky. Anyways, so he goes to cash out and be like, dude, pay me. And they say no. They offered him $500 and like 2 sweet tickets to Giants game. So this hits the news cycle, as many of you probably know last week. He ended up, I think, this past Wednesday, got paid. So if you want to maybe catch him in errors, you might make some easy money.
That's crazy.
I know. That's what happens when technology manages that kind of stuff, though, and it's so demanding to do in-game, betting. You have to keep refreshing and keep updating these statistics, and then that happens. So I'm interested to see how in-depth these in-game bets are going to continue to be.
I'm not a huge gambler.
Not near mine.
But if I saw that, I'd be a huge gambler.
right. Like, ooh, that's my chance.
$5,000.
Right. Yeah, right. I bet $1.
Yeah, I hate doing that.
This is our stat/fact of the podcast.
I love it.
So in keeping up with the Victor Martinez fashion, for those of you out there that don't know how good of a player he was, like I said before, he didn't strike out a whole lot. He once went, and this is a stat this week.
Nice.
Victor Martinez once went 500 consecutive at-bats without being called out on a third strike looking over the course of about a year between May 2013 and May 2014. So 579 consecutive at-bats without striking out looking. He had a great eye. If he was striking out, he was striking out swinging or putting the ball in play.
Right. That's impressive. Now, that alone should put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. That's a year of not striking out looking.
A year. Dang. I wish I could go a year without striking out and not looking.
I strike out on a weekly basis.
Oh. All right, coming up, we got Beer the Podcast. The PGA Tour season comes to a very exciting end. We overact a little more to the Lions being the Patriots. We discuss the weekend of football and give you our Week 4 NFL picks with Jay Anderson. Oh, yes! Beer the Podcast time.
Yeah.
And we're not drinking water. Yay! It's okay, Matt. I'll forgive you one of these days.
It was a rough weekend.
It's all right. So, I spent the day up in Frankfort, Michigan. And I visited Storm Cloud Brewing Company. And I have a can in front of me of Wild Away IPA. Cheers, brother.
Absolutely.
That's really dangerous to do that over computers.
I trust myself. Don't you trust yourself?
Nope. So Wild Away. So Storm Cloud, only a couple years old. They just expanded earlier this year, so they now have 4,000 barrel capacity in a new tap house just outside of downtown Frankfurt. Beautiful building. Definitely room for expansion just right there as well. So they're thinking ahead. They also have a pub downtown. And then Wild Ways is their flagship IPA, 6.7%, 70 IBUs. It's a Belgian IPA with a blend of Columbia, Centennial, Cascade, Amarillo, and Citra hops. And it's brewed with Belgian yeast. But as a non-Belgian drinker as myself, it's not overly Belgian-y because I hate clove and banana taste in my beer. Love bananas, not in my beer.
This beer is really good.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job on it. They have a 31 Plains Imperial IPA. Fantastic. Had it out of the tank. Matt's looking around the studio because there's spiders dropping from the ceiling.
I don't like spiders.
I can tell.
No, this beer is really good, and I've heard really good things from this place, and I'm happy to finally try some of their beer. What was that?
Hit a button again. I gotta stop doing that. All right. So, Beyond Beer, the podcast. Tiger Woods is back in the winner's circle by winning the Tour Championship.
Number 80.
By 2 shots. The first time in 5 years, like 1,800 days or something like that. Cheers to him, man.
He golfed out of his mind all weekend.
I was watching Thursday's round, and I just thought to myself, the only way he loses is if someone comes in after him.
Like Happy Gilmore style?
Yeah.
Like out of the crowd?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, like someone had to play out of their mind too, and he just had the look in his eye, the strut in the walk.
Did he have the eye of the tiger?
Ayo. Yes, he had the eye of the tiger.
No, he played really well. He seeing the crowd of people follow him on the 18th hole was reminiscent of times past.
I can't just. It's like there are probably, I don't even know. I can't count people. 20,000 people following him. I don't know.
There's no way that's accurate.
No way at all.
I'll say maybe 1,000. There was not 20,000 people walking behind him.
That's what it looked like, though. But
so anyway, that crowd of people is following Tiger.
Right.
Can you pull up the pictures so you can count them one by one?
I can try. It'd be really boring radio, but it might be more entertaining than what we're doing right now.
Good thing we're not in the radio yet.
Exactly. TV viewership, though.
What's up?
206%. 206% at 4 o'clock on a Sunday.
Tiger is great for the game of golf.
He is.
He needs to be back. This was the best thing to happen for golf in
a long time.
A couple of years, probably.
Since he, I guess, came back in 2013 and won it. So, yeah, it was insane.
206%, though. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet that at 4 o'clock on Sunday, the viewership for the PGA Championship was higher than any of the NFL games that were on.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, probably higher than all the NFL games on.
Combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. But congrats to Justin Rose. He was able to take home the FedEx Cup.
Which he's not getting enough love.
No, not at all.
I mean, it's Tiger. Good for you, man. You came back and you won a tournament. You killed the field in the tournament. You played outstanding.
Yeah.
But Justin Rose won the Cup, and he got a purse of $10 million.
Yeah, his was 10, and then Woods got 1.5 for winning the Tour Championship, and
another 3.5,
3.5 or something for winning or coming in second.
10 golfers got paid out. Like it went all the way down to like $200,000 or something like that.
Yep.
I'd take that.
I'd take that too.
I'll take half that.
Take 200,000ths of that.
Take $1.
Take $1.
That'd be a big double.
With that being said, so Justin Rose won the FedEx Cup. Tiger won the tournament. Kind of weird having two guys out there holding trophies and mixed feelings, you know. So that's why there are officially changes to the FedEx Cup format.
Justin Rose, though, if he wouldn't have birdied the 18th hole, he wouldn't have won, correct?
No, I think he would have because Rory fell. Rory bogeyed a couple holes on the back, which took him out because he was above Justin Rose. It took him below Justin Rose, which knocked Justin Rose up a spot, which got him to tied third is what he had to get to. So, but
it's confusing.
It was a big putt to confirm that there was no way. Tiger Wood, I think, had eagled to, I don't know, man. I can't remember. It's okay. This is the reason. Yeah, this is the reason that's going away. Okay, so they are going to start The 2018-2019 tour starts in a couple weeks. After the first two playoff rounds, the tour championship, the number one player will start at 10 under par. So congratulations, you're in first place. Here's a cushion. The next four players will start at 8 under and through 5 under, respectively. The next 5 will begin 4, regressing 1 stroke for every 5 players. And then the last 5 players, ranked 26 to 30, will start at even par. I think this is awesome because this will then have the winner of that tournament will win the FedEx Cup. So even if one of these at par guys shoots out of his mind, catches one of the guys starting at minus 10, so you're playing 10 strokes better than them over 4 days. I get confused with the Ryder Cup coming up. Anyway, they would still win the FedEx Cup. So I like it. I like seeing one guy on the green winning the whole thing, but
it very rarely happens that way.
Well, it happened the last 2 years.
Yeah, but that's
like a couple times before that. But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like, I mean, the stars have to align perfectly for that.
Yeah, exactly. So normally it doesn't happen, but anyways, Jordan Spieth and the PGA Tour made up recently because he failed to qualify for the FedEx Cup Tour Championship. He had a fine or something. I don't know. They didn't really go into detail how they're fixing it, but he's already committing to more tournaments next year, which I think is just what the PGA Tour really wanted. So
the last I heard, he has to cut off his left pinky. It was either that or pay $6.3 billion. He decided he didn't need his left pinky. So there's me in ritualistic fashion beneath a green jacket. And we'll cut it off with a butcher's knife 1 week from today.
Okay, on to other things. Michael Phelps was watching Tiger and said, I just found this, one of the greatest quotes Michael Phelps has ever said. From one goat to another, I can only imagine what Tiger Woods is feeling today. Pumped to be watching this today. Have fun out there, my man. Humble, not so humble brag. You call yourself the GOAT to congratulate another GOAT.
Don't take a rip off your bong, Phelps.
I love him. So cocky.
It's funny.
It is funny. Where are we at here?
College football.
Week
4 just wrapped up.
And
finally getting into conference play.
The Chips kicked butt.
We know they played the
Maine Black Bears. Almost said birds.
The Maine Black Bears.
Yeah.
They weren't the secondary ones. They were the main ones.
Yeah. I hope they're the JV
Good to
team.
know.
Let's get real. We don't have a quarterback, man. Give me a break.
So Big Ten, some not so surprising things happen. Penn State beat Illinois. Michigan State beat a pretty good Indiana team at Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was at the wedding this weekend, so I didn't get to watch a whole lot of college football. But I had the Michigan State game going next to the bar.
Did you see the Wake Forest replay at all, Notre Dame? The kicker, so it was 4th down. There was 12 seconds on the play clock. The snap holder, placeholder, was sitting there like, where's my kicker? He was on the sideline, like, took one warm-up kick, then ran out on the field.
I did see this.
Dude, you got one job. When it's 4th down, be ready to kick the ball. Pay attention. Gosh, take your scholarship away.
I doubt he has a scholarship.
Upset of the week.
Old Dominion.
ODU.
Old Dominion's first upset over a Power 5 team. I believe it's their only second or third upset over a ranked team. I don't know how or why.
They were 0-3 going into this game. They were like a 28 or some weird point underdog. Like, it was not going to happen. And they scored 28 points in the 4th quarter, and then it happened.
That's great. Also, Texas upset TCU.
I
don't necessarily call that an upset.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game. But 31-16, they beat them pretty handily.
Kentucky looks like the real deal.
Yeah. They really do.
They beat my chips. They went to Florida.
I wouldn't call them a real deal for beating Central, but
no. I guess they've really beat two teams then because they went to Florida and won. They went to Murray State and won, but they beat number 14 Mississippi State at home 28-7. And they got South Carolina coming up.
It's if they're not in the top 25,
they are.
They got
they're 17.
Okay. Good, because I worked today and I didn't get to see didn't sit on the road for 5 hours. Didn't see the newest polls. But good for them. Michigan won again, 56-10.
I'm ignoring that.
Handled Nebraska, which everybody figured they would. Purdue beat Boston College. I guess an upset, but I don't think Boston College deserved to be a number 23 team.
No, but good for Purdue. That's a program in shambles.
Good for the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's going to make all the wins that the bigger schools in the Big Ten have against Purdue look a little more respectable, I guess. But it's good to see them winning as a Big Ten fan. So
is this my mortal enemy, Nick Saban? Is this the best team he's ever had at Alabama?
I want to say no, because you're saying team. Best quarterback, hands down.
Best team.
No.
Many experts disagree with you.
I know, because everyone looks at the quarterback, and that's what makes the team and this and that.
Adams just danced while he said that, but continue.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't like Saban. But he's had so many other teams so much more aggressive on defense, lockdown on defense. You have 23 points to A&M. You have two good quarterbacks, if not what could be great quarterbacks. I guess, okay, team, yeah. I don't know. Because they're saying...
Make up my mind,
I know, I'm trying. I don't know. He's got the best quarterback, which makes the team look better than it is. Does that make sense?
I'll give you that.
Okay. I think if you put another quarterback, like Shane Morris in there.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Hey, he took my chips to a bowl game last year. Hush it. But that's what I'm saying. They're still going to go undefeated or 1 or 2 losses. That's it. So, best quarterback, yes. It's just so hard because the teams are always so good. How can you really say, oh, this team that went 12-0 and this team that went 12-0, this one's better than this one? They both went 12-0. I mean, you won't know till 5 years down the road when they're in the NFL. I don't know. Until they play each other, which that's not going to happen. So it's a stupid question. I hate Alabama. I hope they lose. I hope Saban doesn't coach anymore.
Yeah, here. All right.
Cheers. That's the end of that. Screw you guys.
Let's have a drink. That was cheers.
My beer's over here.
Giving me knuckles. I just want to drink a beer with you.
Gosh.
Bring it on, Saban.
So, I'm done talking about Nick Saban. Let's talk irresponsible Lions talk. Irresponsible.
Well, if we're going to go irresponsible, Lions are the best team I've ever seen ever. I want to put all my money on them, and they're my favorite.
That's why I'm saying irresponsible. The Lions played last night, Sunday night, national stage against Tom Brady and the Patriots. Yes, they don't have a receiving core. Yes, some of their defense is out. They dominated the entire game from start to finish. They didn't hiccup along the way and give up 2 touchdowns or anything. And
we need a burp button.
Yeah. They just looked good. And this is the first time they have just looked good in as long as I can remember.
I agree. I haven't seen the Lions play that well
since Monday night against the Bears in 2011. It was the last day I had cable. It's where Javid Best went off for like 170 yards, 2 touches.
Yep.
I remember that because I called to cancel my cable. I'm like, but I need it till Monday night, so cancel it Tuesday morning.
So, The Lions, from the opening kickoff to the final whistle, dominated that game, offense and defense. There was one hiccup. Stafford had one interception, and it wasn't a bad interception, really.
No.
Just misread on the receiver. They look good.
He went 27 for 36 for 262 yards and 2 touches in the pick. You only passed the ball 36 times. Great job, guys. That's a balanced attack. I think they ran 70-something plays. Half and half. Hey, look how that works out.
I was happy to see Patricia get his first win against the Patriots. That's great for him.
They had over double the yards that New England had. 414 to 209.
They held.
It's not double.
They held
pretty
New
close.
They held New England to about 130 passing yards, if I'm not mistaken. 130.
133. Yeah.
Tom Brady, supposed to be the best quarterback in the history of the NFL, was held to 130 passing yards by the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions secondary should get credit for 3 of those sacks.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
our defensive line is horrible, and Ziggy Ansah was not playing, and it was 4 or 5 seconds into the progression, and all of a sudden he still doesn't have anyone to throw to.
Yep.
Gronk's double teamed.
Gronk's double teamed. The running back has to pick up a block, otherwise he can get sacked even sooner. I mean, they played out of their minds. It was amazing to see, absolutely amazing to see.
So my fanhood goes and looks at their schedule. And the way these next 2 games, the Cowboys and Packers are playing, they're winnable if they play like they just did. And then they go on a bye. And then you just keep going through the schedule, and you're like, okay, you're looking at 10, 11, 12. But then I remember we're the Lions, and I should really just look at 1. So it gives me hope. Especially with how bad our division's doing right now. I mean, we're in last, but by like half a game.
And on top of that, like I mentioned earlier, we're progressing in the right direction. A lot of the things that I've read and heard about when Patricia came to Detroit, the changes he made were so drastic.
Yeah.
Compared to what these players were used to. We're going to go out, we're going to do a 2-hour practice instead of an hour practice. We're going to go out and we're going to run these things and do these drills and do this in this order, and we're going to push hard. There's a reason that the Patriots have been so good for so long.
Yeah, because they get to the game and they're like, oh, this is easy compared to practice.
Absolutely. Once college football ends for most of these professional athletes, most of their conditioning is on their own, most of their practicing is on their own. Patriots and a handful of other teams throughout history didn't live that way, and that's why they succeeded.
Right.
So when Patricia came in, I don't think there was a lot of people that wanted to do what he's making them do. But we're seeing now, like I said earlier, game 1, we sucked. Game 2, we started to figure it out by the end. Game 3, we played lights out.
Yeah.
And hopefully that continues.
Yes. I'm very interested in this week's game against Dallas just to see, okay, because we did suck game 1. We were half and half game 2, and we played really well game 3. So it's just, is that the progression of that's what it took to get us to where we are right now? Because if it is, I'll take those 2 losses any day of the week.
Yep, absolutely. And
we're going to have more losses along the way. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
But if we're competitive, it's okay. That first
I don't
game
want to get blown out by a New York Jets.
Right. Throw 4 picks.
I also have to say, no, New England's not known for their very strong defensive line. We had our first 100-yard rusher since Thanksgiving in 2013.
Yes.
Way to go, Kerryon.
Yeah.
Rookie, Kerryon Johnson, 101 yards.
He looked very good. The place went crazy when he got to 101. I texted all the guys. I was like, dude, take him out. Sit him. It's all. Don't let him lose yards at this point.
And as soon as he got to like 60 yards, the announcer said, well, he's already at 60 yards. He could break 100 tonight. I thought for sure he was going to break his leg.
Right. Come on, Collinsworth.
The one thing I have to say I wasn't a huge fan of last night, and I doubt I'm the only person that thinks this, is when you have somebody like Kerryon who is running out of his mind. He was, I mean, he was making people miss last night. He was turning lots of somethings out of lots of nothings. He ran for 101 yards on only 16 touches. 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. And they put Blunt in, and he would get 1 yard, maybe 2 or 3. He got 48 yards on just as many touches. Johnson averaged over twice as many yards per carry than him. Use him more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blunt's a power back. He is. He runs like Marshawn Lynch. He's going to hit you hard in the mouth, but short yardage situation, that's what we need him for.
Yeah.
If you're running first, second, or even third down, put Johnson in.
Yeah, I think Carrion's got to be your lead back. And hopefully...
And I hope they realize that after last night.
Yes, and I hope he gets better in the passing game as well. Because when... what's his name comes in? Lions' other running back.
Oh, Riddick.
Yeah. When he comes in, everyone knows, okay, it's a pass play. Yeah. So it'd be nice to get that part taken care of, but like I agree. He should be the every down back, especially when they're running the ball.
Absolutely. I mean, Riddick went 3 catches for 36 yards last night.
Yeah. He had some good moves, too, after the catch.
What I'd really like to see, they need to get rid of the single back format. If they're gonna have these backs that are gonna catch and run, hell, if you got one back in the sideline and you got 2 backs in the backfield, and you got 3 packages you can run that way. Make it work. It's easy. There's no reason they can't run a double backfield.
Yeah, I agree. I know I saw sometime Lynch or someone run or Tate run in the back right before the snap, but I agree. They should run too, really put that threat on. So Patricia challenged to play, and he threw that challenge flag like
Dude's got
30 yards.
Cannon, man. It's funny because I saw it in slow motion, and there's the seriousness on his face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna throw this
he's
flag.
yelling at the ref, like, hey, it's here. And then he had to throw it down there.
Oh, my gosh, he threw that thing.
Good for him. Team looked great, man.
Even the coaching looked good.
I
was happy to see Jim Bob Cooter change it up a little bit, too. He wasn't predictable.
Yes, very much so. I like it. And he found something that worked, and hey, guess what? He stuck with it.
Stick-to-itiveness, I think, is the made-up word for that.
In other NFL news, what's up with your fantasy team?
Well, one of my teams is just blowing the other team out of the water. 151-82 right now. I think I'm gonna win this week.
Nice.
But I left 60 points on my bench, so that was stupid on my part. My other game is a lot closer. I'm only up by 11. He's got a guy going tonight. Oh, I don't. And then my third league, I lost bad.
Yeah.
Big news that's hurting me fantasy-wise and hurting the team. Jimmy Garoppolo done for the season.
Yes, that is huge news. The 49ers were hit by the injury bug hard.
Real early.
And early. I guess if you're looking as the 49ers, you'd rather have it happen now than week 10 and then have to lose him for 10 weeks also next year. But other than that, the Steelers taking trade offers for Le'Veon Bell.
Finally.
I know, like, just get rid of him at this point. And if I'm any team, I'm offering like a 3rd or 4th round draft pick, and that's it.
Yep. At this point, he's proved he's a head case.
Yeah.
He's proved he wants tons of money.
Is he worth it? Yes, but he's got to be worth it in the locker room too.
So. And he's not. He has no locker room presence. Obviously, he doesn't have any locker room presence. Not in the team.
Right. He'll end up with the Colts. That's my prediction.
Ooh, we making predictions?
Sure. What do you got?
He's going to end up in Denver.
I like it. I can see it.
Yeah.
We'll revisit this. Never. Maybe when he signs with someone.
Or
Tennessee. Ooh. Tennessee needs it back.
Tennessee's got a terrible run game right now.
Yeah.
I know because he's on my fantasy team.
Hey, mine too. I dropped him. Browns finally won. Woo! Everyone got some free Bud Light.
They're officially better than the Steelers, the Patriots, the Lions.
It's not saying much. The Lions.
The Giants.
Yeah. Good for them. They're going to be an interesting team. I think they named Mayfield the starter. I think that's going to be a good move for them. And I think they're going to be an exciting team to watch for the next couple of years. They're really young. They got rid of Josh Gordon finally.
Guess we forgot to press repeat.
Hush it. But I think moving forward, they'll definitely be interesting.
5 years ago, I said, you watch. In about 5 to 6 years, the Browns are going to be the team people are going to want to be because they have so many draft picks they kept getting. They have so much young talent in this team right now.
They may have actually found their quarterback too, which is the key. Because how many of those draft picks were wasted on quarterbacks?
He is one win away from being just as winningest of a quarterback as Johnny Manziel.
The first 20.
I think they're going to do something. They are a good team.
They are.
They just need to get everything together, which it looks like they're starting to do. Baker Mayfield is an absolute leader out there. So nice. Go Browns. And everybody got to drink free Bud Light, which it sucks for the bars that this happened early in the season, not like week 14.
Right.
Because if it happened late in the season, then everybody be at the bars all week.
Yeah, exactly. They're still coming back, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It was pretty cool how they did that, though. They press a button and the chains just fell out the coolers.
That was cool.
Can't do that in Michigan. Thanks a lot, MLCC.
Gronk was almost traded to the Lions.
Gronk threatened to retire if he were to be traded to the Lions.
No. He threatened to retire if he was traded.
This period?
Yes. He wanted to stay with the Pats and with Tom Brady. That's what people need to understand. I read the article. He said, hey, no. If I was being traded the Bucs to the Steelers, I was still saying no. So it just was a matter of fact that was the Lions were in the conversation. So just on Lions, but no, not really. But I don't blame him. You got the best quarterback in history of NFL throwing you the ball. You don't leave.
No.
You got one of the best coaches ever. You don't leave.
Speaking of the best quarterback in history, NFL, secondary little stat of the podcast.
Ooh.
Stat of the podcast.
Sound effects better.
Tom Brady right now he has a 0 QBR on passes this season with an air distance of 20 or more yards.
This is our stat/fact of the podcast.
Number 2. So yeah, 0 QBR with passes that have traveled 20 or more yards in the air.
Interesting.
That's bad.
That's bad.
That's
bad.
really bad. And last night showed it.
Oh, yeah. Well, he has no one to throw the ball to, except Gronk. So
Gronk and his backs. I mean, Edelman's out right now, but
yeah. Josh Gordon will come in, too.
Yep.
But,
I mean, it's just check down after check down.
You look at the Patriots over the last 10 years. How many seasons have they started 2-2? And people have just, they suck. And they go to win the Super Bowl. So they're going to be okay.
What does drive me nuts, though, is a lot of people say after that Patriots loss last night, oh, it's early in the season for the Patriots. It's how they always play. It's the NFL. It's a 16-week season. Every game's important. If you win these early games, you don't have to be so worried and biting your nails down the line.
But they're not going to do that because they're going to reel off 8 in a row.
Well, I understand that. But when the Patriots lost last night, everybody says this is why the Patriots lost, not why the Lions won.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
and the NFL is one of those leagues where they don't give the underdog credit when they do win a game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how they've been.
Yeah.
I mean, even when the Browns won, it was, this is what they did wrong. This is why they lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
This is why the Jets failed.
Yeah.
And it's bad. Give the underdog some credit. Hell, as a Lions fan, I want to have the satisfaction knowing that I beat the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Handily. I don't care who they beat last night. I love how they beat
Exactly. They beat the Patriots.
They
the
dominated
Patriots
every aspect of the game.
Yeah, the Patriots did not lose to the Lions. The Lions beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Get that straight.
Come on, other sports
National media.
broadcasters.
Pat Mahomes. He looks like the real deal.
Kermit the Frog.
Nice. 13 touchdowns through 3 games.
It's a record.
It's a record. It's more than like other divisions. Like I think the NFC East doesn't even have 13 passing touchdowns.
There are 6 Pro Bowl quarterbacks combined right now with less touchdowns than Pat Mahomes has.
Crazy.
He's good.
He's good.
Eventually, he's going to slow down.
It's going to even out, but
he has an outstanding receiving core there.
Yeah,
and
he's got a run game.
Yeah, and he can run,
and he's got defense.
Huh,
but he has
need to win.
But he has Andy Reid, so he's going to lose the last 4 games of the playoffs and not make.
Unless Andy Reid has another heart attack and can't coach.
He keeps eating Waffle House. He might.
Baker Mayfield was officially named the starter. If you didn't see that, for the Browns.
Good for him.
He earned it.
Yeah,
he led them their first victory.
Yeah, why not? What do you have to lose at this point? He should have been named the starter from the beginning, but
well, you got to trust Tyrod.
Yeah, he did get the Bills to the playoffs last year.
Oh, that's so. It's the Bills.
Hey, they got to the playoffs,
and then the team disbanded.
Yep. Clay Matthews has another controversial roughing the passer call.
This is getting ridiculous, man.
I saw that hit. You tackled the quarterback like you're supposed to at the chest. How are you supposed to tackle him and then roll off of him before he hits the ground? He did not drive his shoulder into him. He did not land on him with his feet still in the air. He literally sandwiched him.
And as soon as he hit the ground, he let go and
rolled
rolled away.
He jumped right up. And he
did everything you're supposed to do. And the NFL came out right away and said, this is textbook what we don't want you to do. Are you kidding me?
Then how do you want him to tackle the quarterback? At the ankles?
You can't.
Break their knees?
You can't do
exactly.
that. You get a flag for doing that. You get a flag for hitting too low, for hitting too high. Now, Clay Matthews, 3 weeks in a row, he had a roughing the pass, and these last 2 have been absolute garbage.
Yeah.
And I was watching the Lions and Patriots last night. Tom Brady got smoked multiple times. Multiple times, no call.
Yeah.
I don't know where to draw the line. It's all based on whatever officials are at the game and whatever they feel like calling. It's such an objective call, but it's so detrimental.
Yeah.
In baseball, balls and strikes can be objective, but you have 4 balls and 3 strikes to work with every single at bat. This is a difference of, well, we saw it last week. That's why the Minnesota Vikings and Packers ended up in a tie because they got called in the roughing the passer and the interception was null and void at that point. And it changed the entire scope of the game.
Yeah,
it's absurd.
It is absurd. They need to figure something out, man. I get if you're driving your shoulder into the quarterback and driving him to the ground. I get that, but that looks like a textbook safe tackle.
That was the cleanest hit I think I've
If that happens anywhere else on the field, everyone's that's how you tackle. That's how you make a safe tackle.
Even the announcers were baffled.
Yeah.
They brought on their rule specialist, and he was baffled.
Yeah. It's the way the rule's written, though. You can't land your body on the quarterback. I get that. It's got to change.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I think there's been 3 times as many roughing the passer penalties so far this season called.
Oh, yeah.
Than the last 3 seasons combined this far in.
In that Packers game, there was flags every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It seemed like.
That was such a long game because of that.
Horrible. All right. Bring Jay on.
Let's talk to Jay.
Jay Anderson, how you doing?
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
How are you, gentlemen?
We're doing great. Even better.
I was better before I came over here, but thanks for asking.
See, everyone likes me except you, Matt. So, tell us about yourself, man.
Well, work for Big A. I'm a big CME and first time caller, long time listener.
Cool.
I love that line.
First time, long time. It happens. All right, we're going to start with the Thursday night game. Minnesota at the Rams. Who do you got?
Oh, the Rams.
Yeah.
Is this that combination of Jared Goff and that new coach and Todd Gurley, and haven't been sold on Cousins yet, and I think what the Minnesota showed this week, I mean, I don't think they're as bad as they've shown, but I think the Rams are just too hot. Got too much going on.
Yeah, I agree. A short week. Minnesota traveling all the way to the West Coast. I'm taking the Rams.
I think Cousins is pissed. They absolutely dropped the ball this last week. That was
they
an
did.
absolutely miserable showing, and I think they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out ready to pound some folks into the ground.
So you taking Minnesota?
I'm taking Minnesota.
Okay. Sunday's game of the week: Seattle at Arizona. Who you got?
Exciting one there.
Who you got, Jay?
That's an exciting one. Got to go with Seattle. Arizona's close to a tire fire. So.
Yeah, they don't have a quarterback. They have a run game that doesn't really do much. I'm taking Seattle.
I am too. Arizona, where you at, David Johnson? Come on.
Right.
I drafted you so high in fantasy. Where you at?
You could have taken him, Jay. You didn't have to take Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, you poor guy.
Yeah, because that's working out so well for me too right now.
All right, Sunday night, Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Oh, got to go with our boy Antonio Brown, Pittsburgh.
AB. They're playing really good right now too on Monday night.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger's getting old. He's not going to have 2 back-to-back good games. He's going to go back to his losing ways like he did earlier in the season. Go Baltimore.
Nope, fire up chips.
How do I know that you guys are going to pick them? I mean,
We're good like that.
I sound like Pat Mahomes there a little bit.
Monday night, Kansas City at Denver.
Well, that was a good segue. Got to go with Mahomes and Kansas City.
I agree. They're just too hot right now.
Oh, the dude's on fire. I'm Kansas City also all the way.
The offense is just unbelievable.
Oh, for sure.
And they have a defense.
Yeah. They have everything. It's now up to Andy Reid. Can he keep it all together and make a run?
He's done it before.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but
Yes.
he's done it before.
And one random game that we kind of thought was one of the more interesting games of the week, Miami at New England.
Wow. And then this is a tough one as Patriots being my second team and being such a Tom Brady fan, but
Gross.
there's something going on there. So and it doesn't look good. I mean, if the Lions can exploit you, there's some issues. So I'm going to go with Miami.
Who you got? I'm up in the air still.
Pats. I'm not a Miami believer yet. I'm just not. And there's no freaking way Tom Brady's going to play like he just did again.
I'm going to take your approach that you had with Minnesota, that Brady's coming back pissed. He's going to have, hopefully, Josh Gordon in the lineup, and they're going to dominate at home.
That's the biggest thing, too. If it was in Miami,
Yeah.
that'd be something different.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome, Jay. Thanks for your time. I'll be talking to you.
Oh, good. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
One thing, too, with Josh Gordon, it's going to take a lot for him to be able to learn this playbook. The Patriots playbook is so in-depth. And so if he does come back come and play this next week, this can be very limited packages with him, I would think. But he is definitely going to be a deep threat. He's going to be able to outrun a lot of cornerbacks. So they need him. Hopefully they can get him this week.
They do. If he comes back, I think he has the potential to do a lot. Do they wait one more week and have him and Edelman come back at the same time? Maybe, but that's all I'm waiting for the Pats. So they'll hit it and go. So.
What this kind of reminds me of is when they got Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Randy Moss, the decline of his career, but he was still a good receiver.
Yeah. But they're getting
similar skill level, but they're getting a young receiver that if they can get him to succeed and stay healthy and clean for long enough, he could be.
If they can keep him clean and healthy, they're going to do great. So you can always reach us, mattandmuse@gmail.com. Call or text 989-372-1391 and 989-372-1391. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Matt and Muse. and always at mattandmuse.com. You're listening to it. Go share it on Facebook. We'll be back on Monday.
See ya.
That was the Matt Muse Show. Thank you for listening.